I'm gonna add aside from with add to the spiritual rest. God rested. He showed us that even he rested after creating the earth. So even if God rested and needed his rest and commanded it, then we have to as well. And that was something that resonated with me. It took a while because, um, as many expect in my profession as a medical doctor, the hours uh, are long, and it can be very difficult. Um, it definitely labor intensive mentally as well as emotionally at times. And we're conditioned throughout training to really work hard continuously, and there not being much downtime for rest. And that is how I and that's how I've operated for several years as a student and as an adult outside of training. So, a point of rest, traveling once a year, that was my vacation or rest period. I even scheduled, even over the past 3 years, set a schedule for working on weekends because I didn't believe too much in rest, like enough rest to get my 7, 8 hours of sleep. And even that wasn't consistent. However, so with starting doing this rest retreat, it was a reality check for me, like, oh, I can't be a hypocrite. Or even as we tell other people physically how rest is important because the body heals during rest. When we're sleeping, that's when the healing happens. That's when downloads are happening mentally, as far as when it comes to our memory bank, and then our cells are operating optimally during that period of sleep. So, physically, our body needs that rest, just starting with basic sleeping, getting those 7 to 8 hours in consistently when possible, and altering your life to do so. But also, even mentally, of taking a break from things, and even creatively of doing things that actually give you energy instead of that are draining, such as journaling. Also art, whether that's drawing or dance or even cooking. So um, tapping into activities or shifting the way that you think about about rest as well also helps with creating some balance as well. Then one thing for me that I also have to mention is resting in faith. So initially, I this was the idea, like, I honestly wasn't ready to walk the walk, and all I could do was show up in faith. And so rest for each of us can be very different, but being able to acknowledge and recognize where you are and what areas of your life of where you need rest, whether that's in service, in serving others, whether that's in giving monetarily, whether that's in incorporating more meditation, more stretching, or more sleeping, or feeding, doing activities that feed you more. So I do want to take a little break. And since we've shared what we think rest is, or what rest means to us, anyone want to share their experience or trials with rest or unrest? It's okay if you don't, but thought I'd add.